All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are breaking down a seriously fascinating sporting narrative. We're going to map out Mexico's emotional and highly tactical roadmap to the 2026 World Cup. Now, stepping onto the global stage as an unprecedented three-time co-host nation is a massive deal. So let's dissect exactly where the Mexican national team, affectionately known as El Tri, stands right now. We'll be looking at their history, the current squad, and the strategies they're leaning on to meet the absolutely towering expectations of their fan base. Okay, let's dive right in.
So this right here is the central conflict of our explainer today. We are looking at a deeply proud, football-obsessed nation that is just desperate to exorcise a 40-year-old demon. And now, they have the ultimate chance to do it on home soil. You know, football in Mexico isn't just a sport, it is deeply woven into the national identity and their culture. But look, with that immense passion comes crushing, almost suffocating pressure. To really understand what is at stake for El Tri in 2026, we first have to understand the ghosts of tournaments past.
Section 1. The weight of history. 40 years of heartbreak and glory.
Okay, so here is where a picture of bizarre consistency emerges, one that completely defines Mexico's international reputation. In 1970 and 1986, when Mexico hosted the World Cup, they reached the quarterfinals. Amazing, right? But then, look at the stretch from 1994 to 2018. For 7 consecutive World Cups, Mexico advanced out of the group stage only to get knocked out in the very first knockout match, the round of 16. It's honestly a stunning record of consistency, but man, is it incredibly frustrating. And then, we have 2022. Under manager Gerardo Tata Martino, Mexico suffered a catastrophic group stage exit in Qatar. That failure brutally ended their historic round of 16 streak and basically triggered a massive reassessment of Mexican football. The floor literally fell out from under them.
But here is where the narrative shifts big time for 2026. 87,523. That is the massive capacity of the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City, the spiritual home of Mexican football. The sheer scale of this home advantage cannot be overstated. I mean, when that place is full, the roar of the crowd literally shakes the concrete. Mexico is going to open the entire tournament here against South Africa. It is arguably the most intimidating stadium environment in world football. And history tells us that playing inside this colossal venue is the ultimate equalizer for El Tri.
Section 2. The Quinto Partido Curse, the imaginary glass ceiling. We simply cannot talk about Mexican football without confronting the psychological barrier that completely defines their modern identity. El Quinto Partido. It translates to the 5th game. It's this imaginary, agonizing barrier just beyond the round of 16. From 1994 through 2018, Mexico played that 4th game, the round of 16 match, 7 times. And 7 times, they hit the exact same wall. It didn't matter if they were playing Argentina, the Netherlands, or Brazil. It didn't matter what generation of players was on the pitch or what city they were playing in. The next rung on the ladder always turned into a brick wall. It is a deeply, deeply ingrained psychological curse.
And the uncomfortable truth? Home soil is literally the only force that has ever pushed El Tri past this ceiling. Their only 2 quarterfinal appearances in history happened in 1970 and 1986. So the main takeaway for you here is that 2026 is a once-in-a-generation reckoning. They finally have the one specific ingredient that has historically propelled them over the hump.
Section 3. Aguirre and the Tactics. The Iron General returns. Following that total collapse in 2022, the Mexican Federation desperately needed to stop the bleeding. So in July 2024, they brought back a very familiar face. Javier, the Iron General, returned for an unprecedented 3rd tenure as national team manager, bringing legendary former captain Rafael Márquez right alongside him as his assistant. The crucial point of Aguirre's system is absolute balance rather than pure flair. He leans on a very pragmatic 4-3-3 philosophy. It relies heavily on a single pivot to anchor transitions and protect the backline. Instead of a chaotic high press, his mobile midfield uses highly intelligent, organized pressing triggers. In possession, they insist on building from the back to reduce turnovers. Out of possession, the whole team drops into a super compact 4-5-1 defensive shape. It's a structure built entirely for match control and defensive solidity, which worked wonders keeping clean sheets against European powers in their recent friendlies.
Section 4. Key players to watch. The Arsenal.
Now, Aguirre's tactical setup is really only as good as the personnel executing it, right? The current 26-man roster beautifully bridges reliable Liga MX domestic solidity with some genuine European quality individual talent. But I want to pause on this number for a second. 6. That is the record-breaking number of World Cups that 40-year-old goalkeeper Guillermo Ochoa is participating in. I mean, he's been playing so long, some of his younger teammates literally grew up watching him on TV. The crazy part is, Ochoa wasn't even supposed to be here. But after the original first-choice keeper Luis Malagon suffered a devastating torn ACL, Ochoa got the call-up from the Cypriot First Division. While 26-year-old Raúl Rangel is the one who will likely start, Ochoa's presence brings invaluable locker room leadership and just an incredible storyline to the squad.
Moving up the pitch, we've got a really fascinating dynamic in the attack. On one side, you have Raúl Jiménez from Fulham. He's 33 years old, boasts 44 international goals, and serves as the team's spiritual anchor with just elite link-up play. On the other side is AC Milan's Santiago Giménez. He's a clinical box finisher who absolutely represents the future. But Jiménez comes with a massive caveat. He suffered an ankle injury in November that required surgery, which led to a highly compromised 2025-26 club season with very few appearances. So Aguirre has a world-class striker duo on paper for sure, but balancing Jimenez's veteran presence against Jimenez's raw, recovering talent is going to be a major narrative to keep an eye on.
Section 5. Strengths and Vulnerabilities. The Balancing Act.
To get an objective look at Mexico's realistic chances, let's check out their recent form. The preparation cycle under Aguirre has built up some serious hope. I mean, Mexico has utterly dominated the region lately. They captured the 2023 Gold Cup, steamrolled to become the 2025 Nations League winners, and lifted the 2025 Gold Cup, which, by the way, was their record 10th title in that competition. Plus, they played 6 friendly matches in 2026 against heavyweights like Portugal, Belgium, and Ghana, and went completely undefeated. This proves without a doubt that the team can perform, hold their defensive shape, and execute when the pressure is dialed all the way up.
But they are walking a really dangerous tightrope here. Their biggest strength is undeniably that historic home advantage at the Estadio Azteca. But right next to it is a frankly terrifying vulnerability, the fitness of their captain, Edson Álvarez. Remember earlier when we talked about Aguirre's 4-3-3 relying on a single pivot? Well, Álvarez is that pivot. He is quite literally the heartbeat of the team. But he underwent ankle surgery in February and has played a grand total of 80 minutes across all competitions in 2026. He is dangerously lacking match sharpness. Without a fully fit Álvarez out there, Mexico's entire defensive protection and tempo control are severely compromised.
Section 6. The 2026 Tournament Outlook. The Battlefield.
Taking all of this context into account, let's look at the Group A battlefield. Mexico, ranked 15th in the world, is the clear favorite on paper. They open up against 61st ranked South Africa. However, they're going to face a severe test against 22nd ranked South Korea, who are driven by the elite counterattacking speed of Tottenham's Son Heung-min. And you absolutely cannot sleep on Czechia. They're ranked 44th, but they bring incredible danger on set pieces and feature clinical Bundesliga striker Patrick Schick. So it's a balanced group, but it's one Mexico is absolutely expected to navigate.
So what's the realistic prognosis here? Step 1. According to the bookmakers, they have an 86 to 88% chance to just dominate and advance from Group A. Step 2 introduces the newly expanded tournament format. Because there are now 48 teams, Mexico must first survive a round of 32 match, which thankfully they get to play on home soil. But Step 3 is the true boss battle, reaching that historic round of 16 barrier. If they make it there, they will likely be facing top-tier elite opposition, potentially a team like England. Mexico is definitely a credible dark horse, but overcoming that elite quality in the knockout stages remains their ultimate challenge. Which brings us to our final thought for today. The Azteca will shake. The crowd will roar. But is home soil really enough to change a story that hasn't changed in 40 years? Javier Aguirre and a hungry generation of players are carrying the full weight of Mexican football history on their shoulders. When they kick off on June 11th, we will finally see if they can shatter that imaginary glass ceiling or if the ghosts of the past will hold the line once again. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep watching, and we will catch you next time.